now, the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, finally we get to stop talking about this team and actually get to see them in action. Feels like it's been a long offseason. LeBron James trying to take this Cavalier team to the promised land. He admits that it's going to take some time. It's not an immediate thing. What do you think, Shaq?
I disagree with him. Every time you have a player of LeBron's caliber, you have a chance. They have youth. They have athleticism. They also have great veteran leadership in LeBron James.
And it is time.
And now it's time to meet your starters. Target center, are you ready? At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 22, Andrew Wiggins. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 21, Thaddeus Young.
We'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers facing Minnesota. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. So the Timberwolves win the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. The two stars, LeBron and Love. At the 3 and the 4. And it's Varejao in at the center, filling out the middle.
Nice way for him to get started here early.
And guys, hopefully a sign of things to come from him here.
Here is Rubio.
He didn't make a lot of noise heading into last season's All-Star game, but boy, did Kyrie Irving put on a show when he got there. It was a playground type of game, and he dazzled everybody with his skill.
Timberwolves on defense. Here's James, and blocked. And now running it up the court, Martin pushing it up, and Wiggins throws it down.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
That'll be a 5-second call. And now just over a minute played here in the first. That's a 2 from Martin. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Cleveland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Irving from long range. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Well, last season viewed as a bit of a hiccup in Kyrie Irving's rise to greatness. His shooting percentages fell, but he actually improved his assist-to-turnover ratio. He's cut his turnover rate every season, as a matter of fact.
And the officials call the foul, reaching out and committing the intentional foul here, and his teammates are baffled.
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? I mean, I think he just lost track of the situation.
Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
And for Irving, some have said he over-dribbles and tries to freelance too much offensively. They'd like to see him become more pass-oriented. Some of that really a function of personnel, but I think he can and will improve as a passer.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. You talk about areas for Irving to improve, Clark. Defense certainly part of it.
Yeah, and with LeBron back, I think every player will be held to a higher standard defensively, no question. Kyrie, a player with a lot of responsibility offensively, but to be great, you got to do it at both ends.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's James. It's offline from half court.
Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
And Pekovic throws it down. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Now here's LeBron to stop the run. Here's Love, and Pekovic gets the whistle that time. Tries again. The shot's good from Love. Love's got his second basket of the game.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Rubio, the pass to Wiggins. Misses from short range. The Cavaliers trail by 7. James wide open. That falls. Great assist by Love. James has got his first 2 points of the night.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there. You know, the Wolves really came up short from where they wanted to be, and you've got to attribute it to the fact that they weren't as good at home as they needed to be.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. And it's Varejao penetrating, and the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
Minnesota leading by 5. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And Pekovic kicks to Mark. And there's the call on James. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
Rubio with a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. Rubio's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Cavaliers trail by 8. James has a 2-pointer. Wow, way off on that one.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Looks like they're going to have one of those days where they can do no wrong.
Well, they haven't done anything wrong so far. Double-digit lead already.
Now here's Waiters. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Well, Dion Waiters, a Philly kid, plays with a chip on his shoulder, Clark. Always a ton of confidence.
Yeah, you know, but I like his edge and his chip, but I think sometimes his emotions get the best of him. When he gets frustrated, we've seen it affect his play and his demeanor on the court. Hopefully that's just a maturation thing with him, because it could derail his potential if he doesn't get it under wraps.
LeBron up top, covered by Brewer to stop the run. Whistle blows. If that's going to be a travel. Timberwolves leading by 13. Jacks up a 3. Can't get it to go. And Cleveland will come the other way.
And for Waiters, we've heard the rumblings. He's butted heads with coaches and teammates. He was dismissed from a practice. His name has been all over trade talks since he's been with Cleveland. But on the plus side, he's working hard to improve as a player, and he's very gifted.
Minnesota with the ball, following the shot by Tristan Thompson. Nice shot by Bennett.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
You know, you hear the question marks for Waiters, but still an awful lot of upside for this guy, in my opinion. He's got a great foundation offensively. He can make plays for himself and for others. I think his ceiling is really high as long as he stays hard-working and hungry.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Thomas checked in for Tristan Thompson. Waiters comes in for LeBron. James Jones, who's checked in for Mike Miller. And John Lucas is subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. The Cavaliers trail by 15. to end the run, and the officials call a traveling violation.
That's 4 turnovers out of them already. They are not setting a very good pace here early.
They sure aren't, Steve. It's going to be a long day for them if they keep this up.
Here is Williams. To the wing on the left. Here is Barea, defended by Jones, and he gets it to go.
Defensively, this team is just giving up way too many open looks.
You're exactly right, and to battle back, they've got to shore that defense up, Steve.
Now, here's Thomas. And that's not even close. 41 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And Bennett throws it down.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Thomas goes in, and that's going to be a travel.
Oh, their struggles continue. Turnovers a major factor.
Yeah, and a little too casual, a little Joe Cool here to start the game, and that can be problematic.
Timberwolves leading by 19. Barea dishes to Jay.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
Minnesota shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
Well, you look back at a season ago, this is a club that made 78% of its shots from the free throw line, so very comfortable with that stripe.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
And the first one drops. And Jang drops them both. The Cavaliers trail by 21 to stop the drought. Can't get it to go.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably from a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
Williams passes to Barea. On the wing, Brewer from downtown. 4 seconds left, and he lays it up and in.
They've built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
They've got Wiggins. Pekovic is out there with Young. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Brewer in at the 2-guard. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Now, here is Irving. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
Cleveland shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys. This is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
The free throw no good for Irving. Well, the Cavaliers largely underachieved last season. A big part of that was constantly dealing with distractions the entire season, it seemed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. It was always something with players fighting in-house or items getting leaked to the media and causing things to get stirred up. It's very hard when those distractions are circulating for you to be effective.
No problems knocking that one down. 6 points here for Ricky Rubio. Well, the Cavaliers shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Here's Irving, and that's going to be a travel.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right, a terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Martin's checked in. LeBron, he's checked in for Cleveland. Miller comes in for Waiters. Minnesota's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
Well, for Ricky Rubio, it seems there's been a little disappointment in his development as a shooter, but still room for hope and optimism. The Timberwolves were much better with him on the floor. His overall impact on the game, still undervalued, but clearly impactful.
He hits the second from the line. Well, Steve, you talk about that stat for Rubio. The Timberwolves were almost 13 points per 100 possessions better with him on the floor.
Yeah, between his passing and his defense, he's a difference maker, Kevin. I know his shooting percentages haven't been great over the course of his career, but they're getting better. And Rubio, there's no doubting that he makes his team better when he's out there.
Now, here's Rubio. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Offensive rebound. And he gets the bucket. Pekovic has got his second basket.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list. You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
As he should. That's a good decision. When he gets a clean look, he's got to take it.
And Rubio kicks to Martin. From the baseline, Pekovic, and the rejection by Love. Miller inside. Pekovic with the rebound. Pekovic has got his third rebound tonight, and it's Martin penetrating, and Wiggins throws it down.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business, for sure, you're right.
Such an imposing finisher around the rim. Intimidating to the defense, really.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Well, Nikola Pekovic, a battering ram style of play, but really soft hands for a big guy. I think that combination makes him one of the most effective inside scorers in the league.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Love. Thomas comes in for Anderson Varejao. Lucas is checked in for Mike Miller. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. You know, Stephen, for Pekovic, he's not the NBA leader in points in the paint every season. He's not far off. A great post-up, something you see less and less of nowadays.
And even off the ball, a great offensive rebounder and finisher. He punishes you on the inside.
Here's James. Good on the 13-footer.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal. Well, last year LeBron mentioned that he was jealous of Durant's shot totals. Just an offhanded remark by him, but it did open up some speculation by what he meant.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. And you know that remark by LeBron, people weren't sure if that was a backhanded jab at KD or if he was just pointing out how he is able to score without having to be a bulk shooter.
Well, one thing is for sure, I'm not exactly sure of what his comments, how you should interpret them, but LeBron was very aware of what Durant was doing last year, and he even admitted to having KD's stats sent to his phone after every game, so he was keeping track of it.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Cavaliers head coach David Blatt, unknown here in the United States, but he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
Many consider him a genius-level coach. Doris thinks we'll see how he does. Throws it from deep. But they get it back. A second chance effort. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
And that one's good. And 11 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Now, here's Rubio. 7 points in the game. Up again. It's good on the putback. And that's 13 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low. Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
Cleveland Cleveland's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter.
The Cavs were an all-out mess last year, and a lot of that was because of their depth. They just did not have the punch off the bench to keep leads or bring them back into games.
Now, here is Young. 5 points in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assists as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
He's not doing them any favors making those kinds of mistakes.
Especially now. I mean, every possession's so important for him.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Then for the Cavaliers, Thompson, he's checked in for Hayward. Marion comes in for Thomas, and Dion Waiters subbed in for Lucas. Here's Levine. Bennett dishes to Brewer. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Shot by Bennett, no good. Well, Cleveland shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 20-4 run. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Kicks it to Waiters. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first half. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
Well, he just didn't make the catch. Looked the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Irving's checked in. Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
Cavaliers will go with a different look here. LeBron's checked in for Varejao. Malcolm Thomas comes in for Sean Marion. James Jones, he's checked in for Waiters. And John Lucas is subbed in for Kyrie Irving. 52 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Levine, defended by Jones. Levine can't hit. And so it's Cleveland with it. The drive by James. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing. Maybe a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending to deflect it away.
He's just gone cold since the start of this quarter, guys.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Things have changed a little bit here in the second quarter, guys, and we're seeing them start to convert a lot of second chance opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm sure the coach has to be happy about this. I mean, the hustle underneath is paying off in a big way.
Their offense seems completely out of sync here. They're on the wrong end of a big run.
And then at the other end, it's been bucket after bucket after bucket, giving up a huge run here.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Here's Lucas. No good. A dominating first. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
How about Wiggins in this one? He's got 13 points, and he's put one three-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
Here's Irving on the court for Cleveland. Irving and Waiters, the guards. The two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Varejao in at the 5. Well, the Wolves didn't have a hard time scoring against any team. They took it to another level at it seemed always against the East.
Well, every time they played out of conference, it seemed like an up and down wild affair, and they were pretty good in those kind of games.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. Andrew Wiggins was the second consecutive Toronto native taken first overall in the NBA draft. He called it a great thing, saying, before this, no player from Canada has been #1. And now we have 2 back-to-back #1s. So it's a huge accomplishment. It just opens so many more doors for all the kids in Canada. Guys, back to you.
It's something else, all right. Thank you, Doris. And both free throws good for LeBron.
As you said, with the Wolves third in the league when it came to scoring against the East, but they were also near the bottom in points allowed.
Martin with the screen for Rubio. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Pekovic with it. 5 points in the game. Outside Martin. Back to Pekovic. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
The Wolves did fare well against the East, but if they were able to play just a little better at the defensive end of the floor, I think they could have had a pretty strong out-of-conference record. They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess. Huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
Wow. He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
Now Wiggins, 13 points in the game. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 4 assists in the game. Here's LeBron. Oh, my goodness is right.
Oh, my, I can't believe what I just saw. Did you see that? There was no need for the heave, and yet he still made it. Absolutely incredible.
Here's Wiggins. LeBron with some nice D.
Kevin Love, I think, solidifying his place last season among the best players in the world. First-time starter in the All-Star game. Incredible numbers, 26 points, over 12 boards a game in the regular season.
Now Rubio, following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Young with no one around. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. From the other side of the floor. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Rubio the pass to Martin. He kicks it to Wiggins. Thaddeus Young on the wing. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Timberwolves shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Well, certainly a story here at the Target Center is the ongoing $100 million renovation to the building. Split 50-50 between the team and the city of Minneapolis. That's great news for Timberwolves fans.
Sean Marion is checked in for Cleveland. And it's Rubio penetrating. He flies to the bucket and lays it in.
Perfect inbounds pass and an easy 2 points.
Throws it from deep. Rebound Minnesota. Young's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
And you look at the long list of improvement for the Target Center. New lobbies, new box office, renovated locker rooms, new clubs and gathering areas. Seems like they're getting great bang for their buck.
The shot by Marion, no good. For Minnesota, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% for the field. Here's Irving. Can't get the heave to fall. And guys, it can be tough to see teams pressuring cities for new arenas. Nice that the Timberwolves can stay put and still get those improvements.
Absolutely, Kevin. You know, this building is good bones, a great location, so it's a pleasure to see the transformation they're making here, and we're already starting to see some of the results of that.
Now here is Varejao. Love inside, defended by Young. The shot's good from Love.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
The drive by Rubio. Here's Pekovic. Can't cash in from close range.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Now, it seems to me that they're taking a lot of pride in their rebounding tonight, especially at the offensive end, guys.
First free throw is good.
The Cavs just never really built any consistency last year for long stretches, and, you know, when that happens, it's hard to get wins away from home.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Chang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Bennett comes in for Young. Corey Brewer's checked in for Wiggins. And Levine subbed in for Martin. A minute 42 left in the third quarter of the game. Cleveland, as you said, struggling on the road last year. Only 14 road wins. It's not going to cut it.
He's not a guy they're going to be able to count on the way he's playing in this quarter. I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
You know, they can't afford to be playing so loose like that right now.
Exactly. I mean, this is when they need to tighten things up, firm things up, be more focused, not the other way around.
Minnesota making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on an 18-7 run. Well, a big part of the problem for Cleveland last year was talent on the roster, so you can assume things will be different. Clark on the road for him this season.
Things are going to be different in a lot of ways as long as LeBron is leading the way. And they'll be on the same page. He'll make sure of that. So look for a lot different outcomes in Cleveland.
Zach LaVine, a bit of a late bloomer. Wasn't a top recruit until he hit a late growth spurt in high school. Now he's a 6'5" combo guard. Came out of UCLA after 1 season. Still a bit unproven, but one of those upside picks because of his athleticism and shooting range. Great pass to finish that break, uncontested.
59 seconds left to play here in the third. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Poked loose. Here's Miller. Here's Marion. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. There's 39 seconds left to play in the third. And LaVine played point guard in high school before his growth spurt. And Clark, to see him as more of a point guard or a shooting guard?
I see him as a shooting guard at this point. I mean, just based on what I saw of him in 1 year at UCLA. Tremendous athleticism. He's a bouncy young fella. Streaky shooter at this point. But I like his energy level. And he's going to be a guy that has a chance, I think, to be a really good two-way player.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. And he gets it to go. And it's 7 points for Williams.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
And here comes Irving. And it's Miller penetrating. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Here's Williams. Buries the Hail Mary from half court. Unbelievable. And as we And now a brief chance to view our State Farm assist of the game. It's one of 7 terrific assists on the night from Kevin Martin.
And what you love about his ability to pass the ball, Kevin, is that it just seems so natural to him, so fluid. He's always in control, understanding where his teammates are and anticipating passing angles.
Minnesota's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Bobby Hummel out there with Bennett. Then there's Mo Williams. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Jang in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Barea with it, covered by Miller. 5 to shoot. Hummel. Here's Dang. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Jang's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Minnesota. The Cavaliers shooting a rough 22% so far in this one.
That's a great shot if there's 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though.
And there's the call on James. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
A lot of things get talked about with the NBA and the playoff structure. And, there's been some mention about opening things up in the near future. One thought is to have more teams make it in and have a play-in round between the bottom teams.
Chase Buttinger, he's jacked in for the Timberwolves. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Steve, you think they've been rattled?
Oh, they're rattled, all right. And turnovers will kill you, especially with a team like this that can force turnovers and get out in transition.
Well, Clark addressing playoff restructuring. We know now that 8 come in from the East and 8 teams, the top teams in the West. Another change being thrown around is just taking the top 16 teams from both conferences combined and seeding them.
Don't like it. Don't like it. We tend to overreact when we have an aberration. The Suns don't get into the playoffs with 48 wins. 2 or 3 Eastern Conference teams get in sub 500, and now you want to shake it all up. I'm not for that. The top 8 in the West and the top 8 in the East make a lot of sense to me, because it would be a scheduling nightmare otherwise if you try to
keep it as is.
And in terms of trying to have a balanced schedule,
yes,
when you go to just the top 16 teams, it wouldn't work. Geographically, I just don't think it makes sense. We've got to stay where we are. I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear. Anthony Bennett had one of the most dismal rookie seasons ever for a #1 overall pick. Really didn't come into camp in great shape. He had shoulder surgery, also had an asthma issue. So he's got to get himself in better condition as he furthers his career.
Here is Barea. There's a good screen. Pass to Bennett, and Barea has it in the corner. Here's Levine. Pass to Buttinger. 3-pointer. Haywood with the rebound.
Anthony Bennett apparently suffers from asthma and sleep apnea. That might have contributed. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that probably had to contribute to his struggles adjusting to the speed and the demands of the NBA game. Even at UNLV, one criticism was that his motor didn't always run at full throttle, and you can't be ramped up if you haven't slept up.
Now here's Lucas. Shot to stop the run. That is good.
Well, that was like a warm-up shot there, a warm-up jumper. No problem converting that one.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And for Bennett, the expectation, Steve, of course, of being the #1 overall pick will continue to weigh heavily on him. Not only now, but throughout his career, even amidst a weak draft. press. That focus and attention can cut both ways.
Yeah, and Kevin, I think his inconsistent body language suggested that mentally the pressure was getting to him. Hopefully, he can find a way to get his game back on track. Clark, they're really struggling guarding that three-point line.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, Steve. He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Barea kicks to Levine. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Haywood's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Puts up a prayer. Rebound, Minnesota. Here's Levine. Bennett kicks to Barea. And here is Budding. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Well, I think the NBA is in a great place with all the young talent in the league right now. We see players coming in not just with potential, but a willingness to learn and work. Really impressive to see.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Zhang's checked in. A switch here also for Cleveland. Marion's checked in. Here's Dang. And they go to the intentional foul.
And they continue to foul, but this one's pretty much over.
Yeah, they're just extending this. We need running time in effect here, Steve.
And for NBA players nowadays, just playing in the offseason isn't enough. They're conditioning, working on their bodies, as well as their skills. It is a 12-month-a-year job.
And that's partly driven by the fact that you can make so much money if you are in the NBA and you take care of yourself and you're able to play for a while. So you're seeing all of the world-class training facilities, guys being much more in tune to their bodies and trying to prolong their lucrative careers.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, a new award in the NBA starting 2 seasons ago, the Twyman-Stokes best teammate, and the first honoree was Chauncey Billups.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right, a terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And the names of that award memorializes the incredible story of Jack Twyman and Maurice Stokes. Stokes, an NBA All-Star in each of his first 3 seasons, but in a game in 1958, he took a hard fall, hit his head, and thereafter became paralyzed.
One of the saddest and most moving stories in the history of sports. Stokes was waived by the team, and his family couldn't afford his gigantic medical bills, but his teammate, Jack Twyman, worked tirelessly on his behalf. A tremendous story of love, caring, and service in a tough situation.
And the second free throw, good.
The Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Minnesota ball.
To the paint. Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated, putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. With LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
Now, here is Miller. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Williams is checked in for J.J. Barea. Minnesota with the ball. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Williams double team. Out to the wing. Zhang, the pass to Levine. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Well, the popularity of the three-pointer at an all-time high. Stephen, I'm sure you can appreciate that. The league even discussed adding a 4-point line.
Yeah.
What about that?
Please make this go away, Kevin. I mean, It's just crazy. It's way too extreme. I think even the three-point shot is probably overdone to this point. So I would say 100% no, I am against a four-pointer.
Now here's Bennett. Just 5 to shoot. Levine kicks to Williams. Tries again. Jang, no luck. Williams passes to Levine. 27 seconds left in the game. Williams dishes to Jang. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams.
They got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
Here's Lucas. The full court Hail Mary is offline. And here we go with Mo Williams. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Ricky Rubio.